we get back to the trail, the first part is kind of marshy down at the level of Oil Creek. I expect there will be a lot of bugs, little gnats flying around in the eyeballs and so forth. So I'm prepared for that. Got this hat and the head net, and made sure to have it right on top of the pack so that we can put that on for that stretch. Okay, we're all packed up and I guess as ready as we're ever going to be. I think the first stop is going to be Sheetz to grab a Gatorade or Powerade or something. And then it's on to the arcade restaurant. And let's see if we actually are going to be able to have a sit-down meal in town. My pre-breakfast was some cheddar and sour cream chips and 2 cups of coffee. But now I'm ready for a real breakfast. Here's my wallet, which is just a little baggie with my 1 car key in there, credit card, my driver's license, and my roll of cash. So you keep it in a roll with your big bills on the outside. So it's Tuesday. Now remember the King Buffet that we were too lazy to cross the street and check out yesterday to see if it was open? Well, I just passed by it and closed on Mondays. So that wouldn't have worked out either. Let's check out Fat Chad's mural here. Murals. Look at that. A 19th century YouTuber. This must be Colonel Drake. Sitting there thinking, oh yeah, life's gonna be good now. And now, the arcade restaurant. Please be open. All right. That was good. And the service was great. So just outside of Missy's Arcade Restaurant here, that way is east, and if you continue down Spring Street there, down on the right is a laundromat. So you see, this really is a trail town. You could do your laundry here, or it could be a trail town. And then about a half block past that is Sam's Restaurant, which I think is another sort of family restaurant, diner type of place. So, you could eat at Sam's while you're waiting on your laundry. And from there, if you go south, then you, I forget the name of that street, but it will cross Oil Creek, and then it runs dead into a street, and you can turn left, and then go down to Allen Street and turn right. And that will take you back to that junction that was near the railroad tracks that I showed you yesterday. And then follow Allen Street down to the Jersey Bridge and back to the trail there. So we could go that way, but it's a little bit shorter to go back the way we came. About 0.2 miles shorter maybe. So we're going down here to Franklin Street and we'll take a left and head on back. State Road 8 south. So I guess we're crossing a county line here into Venango County. Just up ahead there on the left is the Jersey Bridge. So we've walked about 1.7 miles this morning. So we have just about 6.4 to go to Wolfkeel Shelters. So we should get there quite early and have plenty of time again tonight to rest up the feet. So I applied the Gold Bond twice, last night and this morning, early this morning. And the feet are feeling a lot better. My blistery feet, they don't feel too bad. The blisters are not really hurting, you can kind of feel a little bit with each step, but it doesn't hurt so much. So we head down through this parking lot here and across this little park, I think, and then we'll find the continuation of the trail. We're down at the level of Oil Creek now, so that's about the lowest point, and the elevation on this trail ranges from, I think we're around 970 feet now. The highest point is around 1650. So that's less than 700 feet, but you do go up and down a lot. So there will probably be gnats and such in this first part here before we start climbing. We'll have our biggest climb of the day right now. We climb up to a road which, see, maybe is that road there, which is also a bike trail, I think. We're gonna, that climbs, and we'll climb up the trail, and then we'll cross that, and then continue climbing up the hillside there. So once we get to the top of that, then the worst of our climbs should be behind us. I think I'm gonna wait to put on the head net and just see how it is here. And if the bugs are indeed bad, then I'll put the head net on. But the thing is, you kind of got to wear a hat with that. And I don't really want to wear the hat because it'll make me warmer, you know? This is the last time we'll be down this close to Oil Creek until we get back to the car tomorrow. It's 10 o'clock and we only have 4 miles to go. So just, we've come across the bridge this way going south, but just up there and over that little crest, there's a sign, a couple of signs. That's where the cutoff trail that goes across the swinging bridge, that's where it comes in, connecting the east and west sides of the trail. And there's a sign there that says Wolf Keel area 2.5 miles, the way that we're going. So, word of warning, if you're doing this trail counterclockwise and you get to that point and you're on your way to Wolf Keel Run shelters like we are today, when you see that sign, you might think, oh good, only 2.5 miles to the shelters. Well, no, it's actually about 4 miles to the shelters. But anyway, we're certainly going to be finishing very early today. Coffee's on, taking a little coffee break beside this little stream where I believe I can fill up my flask right there where the water is coming off the rock. So let's see. Not bad. Oh, that's good. Sometimes I think my trail name should be Coffee Break. So if we felt ambitious, instead of going 4 miles to Wolf Keel Run shelters, we could go about 15 miles from here back to the Silver Streak and just finish up today. But no, I don't want to do that because that would be about 19 miles for the day. And my blistery feet would end up just being, I'd just be walking on 2 huge blisters. You talk about pain, that would be enough to make you pass out. So, oh hell! But another reason I don't want to do it is, so even though we're going to get there quite early tonight and we only have 4 miles to go, we'll have plenty of time this afternoon and evening for my feet to rest up more. And I think tomorrow morning I'll be in even better shape. And then, so it's about 11 miles back to the Silver Streak, but it's going to be about 12, closer to a 12-mile day, because I want to do the Petroleum Center walking tour tomorrow. And I think from this side of the trail, it's 0.6 miles over to Petroleum Center, 0.6 miles back. So hopefully we'll be in great shape tomorrow morning and up for that. So a couple just came through here, through hiking the other way. So they just came from Wolf Keel Run shelters, and they had some info for me. So we're here, and trail goes down like this, and around to Miller Falls, and then down to that red and white circle. That's the intersection with Miller Farm Road. And the trail continues around like this. When you get right here, there's a side trail that takes you over to the Wolfkill Run shelters. Now, as you go down that little trail, the first shelter that you see on your right is shelter number 1. And they said they stayed there last night. And as they were leaving this morning, starting to come out, they saw a bear cub. And I think they said they couldn't see where the mother was, but they saw the cub, and rather than risk any trouble, they decided to double back, go back this way, and take the service road out to the parking area, and then take Miller Farm Road to cut over to the trail and continue that way. So I think that if there's a mother and a cub in this area right here, of course, you know, they're going to move around in search of food, but they could still be in that area there. That's where the cub, anyway, was last sighted. So I think I'm going to, when I get to Miller Farm Road, I'm going to go ahead and turn right, go to the parking lot, and then come into the shelters from the other direction. And just as you come in there, I think we should encounter like the wood pile and the bear box. So we can just stop by the bear box first thing and drop off our food bag and then find our shelter. And hopefully everything will be fine. In the morning, I don't know if I want to loop all the way around or if I want to go ahead and try coming out this way. We'll see. Just taking a little breather here in this beautiful spot. Got the head net out because the bugs are starting to pester my eyes. But just look at this beautiful spot here. Look at those hemlocks. Blaze right there, blaze down there, and blazes over there as the trail crosses that little stream and continues on that way. All right, it looks like we've come to Miller Farm Road. So we'd want to go that way, which is uphill, as I feared. But that makes sense because this would head down toward Oil Creek. We turn right, we go up this way, and we should find the shelter parking on the left, and then take this trail into it. So, let's go. All right, straight ahead to the shelters. Not sure exactly how far down it is, half mile, but it looks like we have a nice road to walk on. Well, here we are. The sun has been shining on this tarp here when it manages to poke out from the clouds there. So hopefully everything will get truly dry finally, like yesterday's shirt, the socks we wore today, and so on. Checked my blisters and they look better. They're not as sensitive to the touch and they've popped open, you know, so I put some more Gold Bond on them. The blisters on my heels, actually, they're almost gone now. So staying off our feet for several hours tonight. Hopefully we'll be in really good shape in the morning. We got here at 1:13. That is super, super early. But if you choose to do this trail under the plan that I've shown you here, the 4-day plan, and you do it counterclockwise, like we are, then your second day will be your biggest day. It's what, 12.8 miles, something like that. And then your third day will be your lightest day, 8.1 miles. It took us 6 hours and 20 minutes from the hotel, and that was including a leisurely breakfast at the restaurant. So if you do the trail in this direction under the 4-day plan and go into Titusville, then on the morning of the third day, you've got plenty of time. You know, you could mess around, walk around town, you could get a nice breakfast. You could even go down to the laundromat. You probably have time to do your laundry. If I do this again, I'll probably do my laundry there. But if you decide to do this clockwise, then and stay here for the first night, then on day 2 you'd walk into Titusville, and it won't take you that long, and you'll get there super early. So maybe you'd prefer to do it that way and hit the laundromat first, and then there's Sam's restaurant there. I don't know what days they're open, so you could have the same difficulty I had. But yeah, you could choose to do it that way and then have plenty of time. And then your third day would be your biggest day. So I'm looking at the info board here at the latrines, and at first I thought, ooh, that's very interesting. But then ultimately I became sort of disappointed. So it says, Gerard Trail Series. Always wanted to hike the whole trail, but thought 36 miles was too much. Okay, well, you can do it in 5 parts, and you will have completed it. So, hike number 1, Drake Well Loop, 5 miles. And then hikes 2, 3, and 4, those are all-day hikes, which are loops. And then hike 5 is an overnight 12-mile cow run loop. So that adds up to 42 miles. Those are probably rounded off, but anyway, I thought, oh, well, okay, today's June 25th. I missed the first one, but, maybe I can catch one of these others here and join some other people to do this. That'd be fun. But this sign has really good information, except it's missing one crucial detail, and that is, what year? Is this 2024? And then we realize it can't be, because Saturday, June 4th, okay, today's the 25th, which is 21 days later. So today should be Saturday, right? Exactly 3 weeks. But it's Tuesday. So this must be last year or the year before, who knows, but it's obsolete. And so I guess it's understandable to whoever made the sign, because they probably didn't anticipate, well, what happens? This will be put up in time for people to see it and everything, but then what happens when it's over with and it's obsolete? Is it going to be taken off the board? And it hasn't been. So that's a bummer. I might have enjoyed joining in on some of those days. I did manage to break this piece off of that piece. Let's see if I can break this roughly in half. Ha! Welcome to my home. Would you like a tour? This is what they call gear explosion. So let's have a look around. Shirt, chair, coffee cup, lid to the cook pot, tarp, wallet. Look, I've spent all my big bills. Key, car key, charger cables, magazine, shirt, battery bank, phone. I've got no phone service here, so I've been updating my people at home along the way, and they won't hear from me tonight. They won't hear from me until tomorrow sometime. Hopefully they won't be concerned. They shouldn't be. They should know, how this goes. Sometimes you camp in a place where you have no service, so but as soon as I get some service tomorrow, I hear my phone beep at me, I'll let them know I'm okay. and I'll be finishing tomorrow. So, of course, nobody should get worried until a few hours after I said that I'd be done. Until then, you should assume everything is okay, because it almost certainly is. Right, stove, spoon, socks, Armor All cloth, socks, wood. A little bit of wood that I gathered from down there. This is wood from the wood pile over there. What I call the tortilla bag. Now this has all kinds of stuff in it. Okay, so as I go through this, if you're not that interested, did you know, if you're watching on a laptop, if you press the L key, that advances the video 10 seconds. So you can keep pressing L until you see that I'm done with all this nonsense. So in here, we have my headlamp, extra battery for the camera, emergency blanket, which I always take. I always have that. There's no way I'm going to need it, tonight, or that I would have needed it on this trip at all. But I always take that because you just never know. First aid kit. This I have. What do I have on here? This is a hand-drawn map of Titusville and stuff for my reference. Reading glasses. Comb, since I knew I'd be able to take a shower. Here's the Gold Bond that I got yesterday. Little pair of scissors. Fire starter. Ibuprofen. Extra lighter. Extra SD card for my camera. Snake bite kit, another thing that I always have, and I always have tick removal devices. Here's a wet wipe, and finally there's some Benadryl in there. So that is in case I ever maybe develop a plant dermatitis, a surprise rash that breaks out for some reason, or I got bit by something, and if I have a skin inflammation and have no idea what it's from, I figure get some Benadryl in me right away. A little bit of kindling and such. Here we have our fire. Cap, just a plastic bag that this skillet was in. Here's what I have left of my coffee. Head net and hat, trash bag. This bag held clothes, bungee cords in that thing, my pillow, my blanket, my handkerchief, sleeve for my spoon, sleeve for the chair, umbrella, and then there might be a few miscellaneous. Well, there's a park map in the bag, I know, and I'm not sure what other odds and ends are in there. Not much. I think I took pretty much everything out. So there you have it, my gear for this 4-day trip. There is one other person here tonight over in the tent area. So I thought I spotted someone over there before, but I wasn't sure. But then when I went up to the bear box to eat some cold leftover biscuits and gravy, I thought I'd just eat it right there at the bear box. And then as I was eating, scan my surroundings for that mama and her cub who were reported in this area, and just eat right there and then put my food back in the box. But I saw that there was another food bag in there, which wasn't there when I first arrived. So that means I know they're here, they know I'm here. It's probably just one person because I haven't heard any voices from over there. So it's probably just one person who's not a YouTuber.